So today we're using a little penguin stamp from Woodware. It's Peter Penguin FRM022, and I'm going to show you how to make this lovely little card. So we'll take our little chap out of his packaging. Okay, so I'm going to pop him onto block. And we're also going to stamp out the Winter Wishes greeting as well. So we pop that onto another block. So I've got bright white foundations card from Creative Expressions. So rub it with your anti-static pad and then ink up using Versamark. I like to use a stamping mat. Pop him on. And switch that over with a piece of scrap paper, and we cover him in embossing powder. Don't move the heat gun around, just let it do its thing, get to temperature, and as you see the embossing powder change, and just move over. So I'm going to chop off my greeting at the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to work and we're going to colour him in. I'm going to use a little watercolour. So I'm going to start with his body and just add a little water on. And just a little bit of blue. Just around the outside. And if you put too much on, you can always lift a little off. Just soften that in a little. So. And then we're going to do his body, and I do his body in black, but just again with that little bit of that blue. And the nice thing about the heat embossing is it gives the watercolour an edge to go to, so you won't colour over the edges quite so easily, even if your paint is quite wet. Now Woodware always give you these handy little dots to tell you where to put the shadow, so I'm going to go in just with a little bit of blue. It probably won't even show at the moment, but once it's dry you'll see just a little bit of shadow. And then we'll have a little bit of orange. him some nice orange feet. A little orange beak. And then I'm going to add a little bit of orange to his hat. And then add a little red over the top. So we want to just a little bit of pale blue on there. And along the bottom too. Oh, and I've forgotten to colour his shoes. And final little thing I'm going to do is get some really wet blue paint, and I'm just going to do a few little dots. So put my sheet back under and just do a few little speckledy dots around him. And if you get any where you don't want them, you can just lift them off. And then finally we're going to put some glitter on. I'm using Distress Stickles Clear Rock Candy, but you could use any sorts of sparkle and glitter just to add a little bit on his hat. And then a little bit along the bottom. And then allow him to dry. Once your penguin is dry, cut him out. I've used a circle die, and I'm going to pop him onto a silver and a black mount. And I could either put him straight onto a 5-inch card, but I think I'm going to put him up to the next size, and we're going to decorate instead. So I have cut a 5-inch piece of card and embossed it with a dot folder. If you've got a snowflake or falling snow one, it's quite nice from Creative Expressions. Just a little something with a pattern on. And then I'm going to cut a mount to match with my silver and my black. So I'm going to take a silver piece of mirri card. Now the easiest way to cut mount, I have learned over the years, is I do it by eye. So we work out roughly what sort of border we want, and then literally grab a pencil and we mark. It doesn't need to be precise measurements, because once we've done that, we'll centre it in whatever piece we cut. So same again with our black. So little mark, and obviously we want to make sure that that is smaller than that. And we want to make sure that we've got them round the right way. Yes, so we've got silver and then black. So I'm going to take my little trimmer and trim those down to size. Nice and easy. Sometimes when you cut mirri, because you're pushing away from the foil when you're cutting it that way, the foil sticks up, so I tend to just run my fingernail. You could do it with a boner folder if you've got nicer nails than me, but just to push that foiling back down. There we go. So now we can start to assemble our card. So we're going to have that and that onto our card blank, and then we're going to have our little chap sat somewhere in the middle, and then we've got our little winter wishes that we want to edge just in black, I think. So we again just need to use the same technique again. I'll just use my little pokey tool to take the back of that tape off. If I've gone a little bit wonky, I can always straighten that up. I'll put it back in the trimmer. And then just take a pair of scissors to trim out a little ribbon. And then we can start to play around with how we want to pop our little penguin on. Do we want him to one side? Do we want him down the bottom? Do we want him at the top? We could have winter wishes there. Winter wishes there. About there. So then we want to pop the double-sided tape on. So a little hint for you when you're mounting up doesn't need to be straight, it's going to bond it enough. And then I always start from the top one, so just pop a bit of the corner of your tape up. This one's a finger lift tape, so it's nice and easy. And then make sure your tabs are out of the side, and then you can just sort of cushion it on your fingers. And when you're ready, just pop that down and gently pull out the tabs. So let's get the rest of this mounted. For a circular piece, you can either go around the outside or do a cross in the middle. So I'm going to put a cross in the middle and just a little bit there, because it's only a small card that will hold it perfectly well. It's not going to go anywhere. You can go around the outside if you prefer. The back doesn't need to be neat. No one's going to see it. And then we can put we could put that on double-sided foam if we wanted to. So now I've got those pieces mounted, I just want to work out where I want my little penguin to go with his greeting. So about there. And again, we want to pop him onto our card bank, but don't forget, if you're not very good at making it straight, just tilt it ever so slightly. It hides a multitude of sins, and you don't have to try and get it straight then, because it's a design choice rather than it being wonky. Press it down on the back, and there we go, our lovely little penguin.